Amida Buddha. Okay. I'm Taijun Kasahara. We will hold Bodhi service today. Before the service, I would like to answer a question from a friend. Question. I would very much appreciate if you could say something about the relationship between the historical Buddha and his teachings and how this evolved into the later cosmic Buddhas and Pure Land teaching. While I'm aware of the historical origin and evolution of celestial Buddha in the Mahayana tradition, I'm very interested to know how you view the relationship between Amida Buddha and Siddhartha Gautama. Okay, this is a good question suitable for today's Bodhi Day service. I can't give you an academic answer, but I will try to tell you what I think. It is only in recent years that the development of Buddhist thought has begun to be considered. It was not until the 20th century that the teachings of historical Buddha were widely introduced to Japan. Until then, Buddhism in Japan was associated with the founders of each sect: Kukai, Honen, Dogen, Nichiren, etc. And Buddhism meant the Mahayana Sutras relied upon by the founders of each sect, which include Kegon Sutra, Heart Sutra, Lotus Sutra, Nirvana Sutra, and three Pure Land Sutras. On the other hand, the teachings of the historical Buddha, based on the Pali scriptures that have been introduced in recent years, do not include the teachings of the cosmic Buddhas or Pure Land. What kind of a relationship between them is there, and how should we understand them? You are not the only one who are interested. About 300 years after the parinirvana of Sakyamuni Buddha, Mahayana Buddhism was born. And since then, many Buddhas other than the historical Buddha have been preached. The wish of Buddhists at that time was to meet the living Buddha and receive his guidance. In this way, it came to be thought that Sakyamuni's physical body perished at the age of 80, but his essence was not the physical body, but the enlightenment and Dharma he attained. The Buddha's physical body perished, but his Dharma body has been immortal, and this Dharma body is what guided the Buddhists of the time vividly. This is the idea of Mahayana Buddhism. From there, the worldview of Mahayana further expanded. In early Buddhism, it was believed that Sakyamuni Buddha was the only one Buddha who appeared in the world. But beyond this limit, in Mahayana, there were many beings who achieved Buddhahood, and many worlds with them were conceived. Amida Buddha is one of these Buddhas, and the Western Pure Land is one of the Buddha lands. Now, I see three main characteristics of Mahayana Buddhism. First, in Mahayana, the eternal Buddha is preached. There is an eternal Buddha, and he is guiding us even now. This corresponds to the Dharma body mentioned earlier. This is connected to the historic Buddha's statement, "My essence is enlightenment, and the enlightenment is eternal." Second, the purpose of the teachings is to become a Buddha. And everyone has the potential to become a Buddha. In Theravada Buddhism, only monks could attain enlightenment. But in Mahayana Buddhism, anyone has the potential to attain enlightenment. From the perspective of Mahayana Buddhism, there were people who actually reached a state equivalent to enlightenment from within Mahayana Buddhism. Even if they were not monks in Theravada, some of them actually attained enlightenment. In Japanese Mahayana, many great figures appeared, such as Kukai, Honen, Shinran, Ippen, and Dogen. This is very important. It can be said that Mahayana is not a distortion of the historical Buddha's teachings, but an evolution thereof. The third point is that the Bodhisattva's spirit and altruistic hearts are emphasized in Mahayana Buddhism. It is impossible for one person alone to attain enlightenment apart from others. It was precisely with this spirit of altruism that the historical Buddha began to preach his teachings. After his attainment of enlightenment, he considered living his life in silence. But he changed his mind and decided to preach the Dharma for the people. The training of Dharmakara Bodhisattva is also based on this altruistic spirit. He said, "If I cannot guide people, I will not attain enlightenment." Enlightenment is the ultimate goal of Buddhism. It is truly an altruistic spirit that prioritizes the salvation of others, even if it means sacrificing its ultimate goal of enlightenment. In Jodoshu, altruism is not a necessary condition for birth in the Pure Land, but the 48 vows of Dharmakara Bodhisattvas and their fulfillment are based on the Bodhisattva spirit, and on top of this is the teaching of Nembutsu. To summarize the characteristics of Mahayana Buddhism, one, guidance comes from the eternal Buddha. Two, anyone can become a Buddha. And three, the Bodhisattva spirit is emphasized. These three are the characteristics of Mahayana Buddhism. The premise of Pure Land Buddhism that preaches Amida Buddha, and a development of the historical Buddha's teachings. And although Amida Buddha is probably not the historical existence, Amida Buddha's work itself is a historical fact. The works of Zendo Daishi, Honen Shonin, Shinran Shonin, and Inpe Shonin is it. I chant Nembutsu according to the teachings of the original vows of Amida Buddha. But for me, Nembutsu chanting is connected not only to the salvation of Amida Buddha, but to the enlightenment of the historical Buddha and to the historical works of the masters of Pure Land Buddhism. I hope this answers your question.